Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's request day. Today's map was requested by the creator in the comments on YouTube video back in July. And we finally gotten around to looking at it. Sorry about a long wait, but that is just the way that it goes, I'm afraid. It's very clearly a fantasy map. It's got a very interesting network where the network is both the star and the villain. When I say the star and the villain, also somewhat in between. When we get down close, you're going to see some exceptional network working. But if you look too closely, it's also really awful. So, given this is a vanilla map, we're not going to look too closely, but I will give you a little sneak peek. Anyway, before we get on with do anything else, we've got, of course, BonBonBingo. Link is in the description. There may or may not be some memes in today's show to tick off your list there. And, of course, one thing to tick off right at the start of the show is that daily reminder. Yes, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Project Atlantis by Enraged Aries. Right, okay, the screenshot was taken at night. I think we can agree on that one. Let's have a little look at the start square, which looks very good indeed, doesn't it? I would say that's definitely workable. Good strong river there as well. The terrain heights, lots of flat buildable space, and even on the plateaus, flat buildable, lovely. And then the resources are good and strong. Lots of playability going on there as well. Could be a really high gameplay score today. If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, we've got very strong fishing as well. All of the little fishies in plenty of abundances. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a 100% vanilla map. You will be needing no subscriptions today, although mass transit and industries are both definitely required because of roads and stuff. In the description there gives a little shout out to me. Thank you very much, saying how good my guides are. Should you deem my map to be a total failure, it's apparently not my fault. Well, I'm not going to tell you whether it's a total failure just yet. We will get to that later on in the show. Okay, down to ground level. You can see we have no road connecting to the outside. So what we'll do is we'll jump down to the highway and we'll do a little circuit of the highway, which I'm going to say the standards of the network laying are pretty strong. Okay, there's nothing really for me to moan about. May say there's a slight bit of a jinky janky or an awkward angle coming into that bridge, but it is very slight and nothing that I would be too upset about, certainly on a map like this one. And off we go on our jaunt. So yes, mass transit is required. You'll see the 2-lane highways at some point, and industries as well. They've chosen to use an industry road for part of the networking, which has been done to a very high standard. So remember, when I have my grumbles later on, there are some very high standards on the map. I would argue maybe they were wayward in the decision making in using those standards. That is probably the way that we look at this. Also, look at these bridges, perfectly aligned, starting and stopping at the right places. I'm thinking this is somebody who's watched my perfect bridge tutorial and ended up with perfect bridges because of it. So yeah, I'll take a bow on that one, thank you very much. Certainly does look like that's the case here. But it's not the bridges that are the star of the show. Slight janky going in on the rail there as we head towards the bridge just before we go elevated. Only very minor as well. Anyway, we follow the road around. Obviously, we're on this big circular-ish island. And then we have some very interesting networking. Like, have a look at this. We've got roads going, and we've got the 2-lane, there's your mass transit roads. And then we go elevated over the highway as well. So we've got split level. Very hard to see what's going on down there. See if we can get down underneath that road in a minute, I feel. And then we it's not a tunnel as such, but it is a tunnel. There is no argument that under there is definitely a tunnel, but it's not a tunnel. But it is a tunnel. Ignore the glitching, we'll ignore that for today. See if it'll let us go underneath here. It probably pop us back up because it's one of those things. Yep. Okay, right. So I think the only thing we can do really to look at the workings underneath that road would be to lift one of the nodes up and just have a little peek-see, which I think we might do. Yeah, let's do that. So move it. Oh, hang on. Let's nodes, not buildings. Probably segments. In fact, if I do that, I'm going to lift the bottom underneath. Let's just choose one node. If we lift this up, we'll see that we have pillars in the road. So this is what I'm saying. If you don't look too closely, that is exceptional work. Who is going to look underneath the highway like that? I mean, you might take a first-person view of a car taking the route, like the cutting there, by the way, of the rail. And there's a potential start location, not the start square, but a potential start location over there as well. The rail cutting is very slickly done as well, and those things can go very badly wrong very easily. So when I'm talking about this map has got good, strong standards, these are the strong standards I'm talking about. Also, notice we have no trees poking through the road, which is very pleasing as well. Now, coming up ahead, we've got a split in the highway, and we get two routes to go across the same stretch of water. One is a fairly standard looking suspension bridge, although not perfectly centered on the water. There's still nothing too wrong with it. And then if we go this way, we have a very interesting looking long viaduct bridge. Viaduct, I think we'll go viaduct. Aesthetically, very interesting indeed. If you have a look here, this is not standard, is it? It is vanilla, or DLC vanilla, but if we head across the bridge, we'll head across the bridge. While we head across the bridge, let me just say, we've done this creator once in the past. 1,274 was the What map, and they got 11 stars. I've normally mentioned that by now, but I seem to have skipped over my notes. Anyway, back down to the rail on the other side of the bridge. Let's have a little look at what is going on underneath these lines. And if we grab that node and we elevate that up, you'll see we've got an industries road being used as a support for the rail, which is an aesthetic choice. Now, if you don't have industries, will this map be broken? I don't think so. I think it'll probably be okay. You'll just be missing some roads, and the roads that you'll miss are actually not really that essential. It's just an aesthetic decision. So again, is it a good choice or a bad choice? Well, that is down to you as the player to say, well, actually, no, I like that. Personally, I like it. I think it's solid work. It's been done to a high standard, and I find it very pleasing. This intersection here just joins up across that suspension bridge that I said wasn't centered over there. So that's just two routes to get to the same location. Yeah, make of that what you like. Some of you'll love it, some of you won't. Then we have another one of these fake tunnels. Now, is it a fake tunnel though? Because we have no edge of map connection. So is that one of those magic tunnels under there that's going to lead us to the edge of the map and have our traffic running through? There's the question. Now that road is going to bend off to the right. We'll go down that way because that's to the start square. But let's have a quick look over here. We have a rail tunnel there, an actual rail tunnel. And we ask ourselves, is that a magic tunnel bringing rail in from the edge of the map? Well, you have to wait until the second half of the show to find out, because I want to tease these things out a little bit. Anyway, let's follow the road around. We're going to get down to the start square intersection here, which again is very slickly done. I like this a lot. And the start square location. I love in the fields around it. Those fields, if you work with them and not against them, will make for an interesting city shape. And we're not too far from big wide old river as well, which hopefully has got good strong water flow, which we'll see very shortly as we hit the intermission. We loop back around here. We'll have done a full lap of the map, which means we will take that intermission. We'll join back up with the rail, and of course that rail tunnel over there. Is that a magic tunnel? Well, you'll soon find out. Straight back after this short message.
Have you never quite worked out how to use Ploppable Rico? And what the heck is Ploppable Rico anyway? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Ploppable Rico by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to Project Atlantis by Enraged Aries. And we have shipping triangles. Look at this. Shipping triangle there. Now, the point of shipping triangles is to provide a smooth transition for the boats that want to go from one edge of map to the other edge of map. And we have exactly that there. Possibly a sharpish turning on that brass strap. But these brass straps and bra cups do appear very shipping triangle-y. And then we get to this one. This is a sharp angle, and if that boat is going where I'm hoping it's going to, oh, come to daddy. Haha, yes. This is going to take a sharp right in a moment. So we have shipping triangles across the map, and yet we still have ships that want to do that. Okay, then we've got a shipping triangle there, which works nicely. And then this loops around this way, and loops it back around to there. And a shipping triangle there, which works nicely. And then a potential sharp turning there. So we got a couple of pointless sharp turnings. Hey ho. Anyway, that loops all the way around. We do also have an air route with air triangles, which are less important but still nice to see. And that runs right the way across the map as well. I wouldn't normally show you the air routes, but today is a special day. We have water flow. There's your not centered bridge, but hey, that's the least of our problems today. But we don't have a problem at all with the water flow. Good, strong water flow. If you're looking to pump and draw, you'll have no problems with this map. And then the water will just roll off the edge of the map as always. So anyway, the map. It's a disc. It's kind of like a pizza with some weird cuts in it. If you got one of these from Domino's, you'd be a bit upset. We do have a really nice crust though over here, and also a really nice beach, which brings me to the theme. Now normally I talk about this at the beginning, but I thought I'd save it. Well, it's a natural beauty theme with a realistic 1.2 LUT, neither of which are listed in the description, so you'll be seeing a 100% vanilla map, and vanilla LUT of course, so some of your aesthetics are going to be lost when we get to the voting at the end of the show. What we got here is fields. Now, fields aren't exactly the most aesthetically done fields, but they're still going to work for an interesting city build. I do this occasionally for those of you that are new to the show. Yeah, what I'd do here if this was me is I would use the fields to help shape the city. For example, and this is completely random here, but I'd draw a few roads in here, maybe block that one in like that one, and then block the field. Probably deleting the hedges, the lines of trees afterwards, some of them at the very least. And then we'd connect up some of these boxes like this, like that, and like this, and maybe do a mini grid going on here. So it's still a bit griddy, but the grid is lined out by the shape of the foliage. Do that with rivers, do that with mountains as well, and you've got a more interesting shaped city rather than just a straightforward grid. Of course, if you want a straightforward grid, you could do that as well. There's nothing to stop you. So yes, that's just an idea for how you can use the foliage to help build your city. And for your perfect grid or not grid city, we are going to need some people to move in. And we have already noticed that we have a closed loop, which means that if we've got an outside connection, it's going to be a hidden connection, usually an underground tunnel. Now we don't actually have any tunnels for the highways, but we have got those fake tunnels, which I like so much. So probably under here is a magic tunnel to the edge. Oh no, there's not. Okay, so there's not under that one, but there is another one of these fake magic tunnels. It's going to be a highway connection to the edge of the map under that. When I find it, where is it? It's not here. Was it down here by this? Hang on, no, we got the plateau. I see the plateau. I see the plateau. Here we go. So the outside connection to the edge of the map is just tucked in underneath here, like, there's no tunnels under here as well. So there's no outside connection on the highway, but it's okay because we have seen that there is a tunnel for the rail, and the outside connection for the rail, which is going to bring all your people in, is tucked in secretly under here. Oh, it's just a regular tunnel. So basically what we're saying is we don't actually have an outside connection for the road or the rail. But this is an island map, and we have seen this before where the outside connections are exclusively for shipping and for the air routes. And we know that we've got shipping and air routes, we have seen them. So actually we'll check those ones out properly to the start square immediately after we've had a little look at the start square itself and the assets of the day, and boy, what a pack I've got for you this time. It's the Umgebindehouses set of 10 assets by Titan. Titan, true legend of the game, and what a pack of buildings these are. These are for their own build at the moment. It's a mix between, somewhere between Germanic and Slavic, and wow, half timber framed houses are amazing, aren't they? Look stunning, and nobody better than Titan at this sort of asset. Now, looking up Slavic buildings, I came up with this factoid because factoids. An izba is a traditional Slavic countryside dwelling. Traditionally, old-style izba constructions involved the use of simple tools, thanks for the truck going past, such as ropes, axes, knives and spades. Nails were not generally used as metal was relatively expensive, and neither were saws a common construction tool. Both interior and exterior are of split pine tree trunks, the gap between which is being filled with a river clay, not unlike the North American log cabin. So that's the izba, which is not what we're looking at here, but when I looked up Slavic buildings, I came up with that factoid, and it was interesting enough for me. Anyway, Umgebindehouses set of 10 assets by Titan. Easy for me to say. Right, okay, outside connections on the map itself. Right, so we need to get people in here, and we know we have the air route, so we could put down the airports basically anywhere in the start square once you've unlocked it. So you will have to use an unlock mod to be able to get that, but we can also use unlock to have a shipping harbour, and a nice little harbour somewhere along here. Oh, there is no outside connection. We are too far inland to put down the harbour. In fact, how far down the river do we have to go to get an outside connection? We can't get it there or there. How about down here, down here, down here? Once we get to the sand, you've got to virtually get to the sand. So, play test this one, did you? Enraged? Did you? Did you really? We don't believe you. What do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. What do I think of today's map then? Well, aesthetically, I like what we're seeing. I like it. It's a fairly basic but strong design. Visually, it's memorable without being particularly unattractive. For a fantasy map, I think it's okay, actually, and we'll probably be pushing up to the high 3 area. But of course, we won't be looking at it with the lovely natural beauty theme and the custom LUTs. It'll be 100% vanilla, and it won't look so good. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and give it 3 stars, but I've got to push it in at the bottom end. Detailing, right, okay. I'm going to give some credit because I really do like these fake tunnels. They've been done to a high standard. The network has been done to a high standard, but it's not quite 4 stars. It's not quite. Across the whole, I think we can give this one a medium-high 3. Gameplay, well, whatever you think of this one, I would say technically it's a broken map. So I'm going to give it 1 star, Project Atlantis by Enraged Aries. If you've got the unlock mod, you can start this city using an airport. If that's the way you want to play it, but I don't see any other way that that can actually work. It's very strange. There's no outside connection at all. It's almost like there was an outside connection and Enraged Aries has deleted it. Very weird. Why would you take something away like that? It's been taken away. See what I did there? If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day in the comments to score some population points just for fun, and I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.